everybody. Ooh, welcome to our Q&A live for the Mind Body Healing Method, and to answer your questions about what does it mean to actually calm symptoms? How do I do this? So I have a list of questions here that I'm going to answer, and then for whoever wants to come in and ask something, just post the question and I will answer. First and foremost, I'm just going to jump right in, by the way. And if you are listening to this, you probably know who I am. But first and foremost, I'm Grace, and I am a therapist and a coach that helps people heal their chronic pain and their illness. Not just manage, but truly get out of symptoms. I myself have gone through a very long and difficult journey with chronic pain and illness, and am very proud and to say that I experience very minimal symptoms these days in my life because of this work. And so, all right, here we go. We're going to just jump right in. First and foremost, how long will it take? How long do I need to give myself to start this work for it to actually take? That's like the number one question I get all the time, because obviously you want to know. And I would very much so like to give you a timeline. I'm sorry, I'm adjusting my camera. I would very much so love to give you like, hey, do steps 1, 2, and 3 and you will heal within 1 month. Great. I would love to give you that. For some people that helps. For a reference, this is what I usually say. My program, the Mind Body Healing Method, is 3 months for a reason. So it's 12 weeks because that's the minimum amount of time that I, in my experience with people and with my students and clients, that it takes to really grasp this work and to see progress. Now, some people see progress in a shorter amount of time. Some people need a little bit longer amount of time, but that's the average amount of time that I see. I have someone in there right now who's 6 weeks in, and she's eliminated the pain that she came in with, like completely gone. Some people that I work individually with, sometimes I see them for around 6 months, and that really helps them reduce some of their symptoms like pain, migraines, pelvic issues, nerve pain, nerve damage. So that's just to give you an idea. It does take willingness. It takes openness. It takes openness to get to the place of healing and relief, to do this, because it takes effort. It takes some daily motivation. Now, you're not going to be perfect at it every day, like at all. You're not going to be perfect. It's never going to go according to plan. It just doesn't. But that's why I'm here, and my community is here, to help you through that. Along the same realm as nerve damage, I've gotten this question a lot. Like, okay, I know that some of my symptoms might be mind body based, but I do have some nerve damage, or like I've been told maybe there's some nerve issues in my body, like in my pelvic area or in my neck or my back or something like that. And usually what I say to that is that that is still what we call neuroplastic mind body. It doesn't mean it's all in your head. 100% does not mean it's all in your head. It more so means that you're having a physical response, like it's truly physically happening. The nerve damage might actually be there, but the way out of it is not through physical intervention. The way out of it is through mental and emotional healing, through mind, body, nervous system work. I am not just sitting here telling you this because I'm making it up or something. That has been shown time and time and time again. You can even look on my website on the Mind Body Healing Method and some of my resources tab to show you some of the resources that are there to show you how people have gotten out of nerve pain and damage in their bodies using mind body work. The next question is, what if I don't know if all of my pain or all of my symptoms are mind body? Like, what if they're not all what we call neuroplastic? Will this still help me? 100% yes. Think about it this way. No matter what, helping your mental and emotional health will only decrease the symptoms in your body, because even if you have, okay, for example, you break something, like you break a bone in your body, that needs to be healed on a physical level, obviously. Now, what we find in any kind of symptom, any kind of illness, any kind of situation in your body, the more that you have fear that comes up in your brain and comes up in your body, the more that you're like, oh my gosh, it hurts so bad. Oh my gosh, like what's going to happen? Oh my gosh, it's like, what's wrong? How am I going to handle this? I'm going to have to cancel my plans. Oh my gosh, it's increasing. The more that we have fear and catastrophize our thoughts, the more that our brain and our body say, oh my gosh, something's wrong. Okay, we need to send more signals of pain. So when we can reduce that, no matter what you're dealing with, you'll have better symptoms. You'll have a decrease in the amount of pain and symptoms you have. Some of this work has actually been used with cancer patients, and it decreases the amount of pain and symptoms that they have along their journey. I'm not saying we're curing cancer with this. I'm saying it's helpful to them as a way to manage. But if you actually have neuroplastic symptoms, which are things like fibromyalgia, body pain, neck pain, back pain, bulge discs, migraines, IC, pelvic pain, chronic fatigue, POTS. Let's see, I can go down the whole list. Histamine reactions, food intolerances, like a lot of those. And again, you can see a whole list of symptoms on the Mind Body Healing Method page, and I'll link it below for the recording here too. But basically, all of those have been shown to be caused by a brain stuck in the danger response and a nervous system stuck in the stress response. And so the more that we work with the brain and the body, the more the body doesn't have to take on those physical symptoms. Now, I think that I went past the initial question, but there you go. The question was, what if I don't know if all my pain is mind body? Oh, then this is still going to help you. Even if some of your symptoms are neuroplastic, like even if you have one of those symptoms that I just listed off, this will 100% help you. Actually, today in our group call, one of the students in there who's done a lot of healing in about 6 weeks, she started mentioning about how this is changing her whole way of almost just seeing herself in relationships and understanding her boundaries with herself and boundaries with other people. And she never realized that how much she was actually really people pleasing when she was dismissing herself, and the emotions that were stuck with that and the fear that was stuck with that. This work is some of the biggest transformation with yourself that you can go through. I would not be the person that I am if I didn't have chronic pain, chronic illness in my history. No way, shape, or form. It's transformed me into loving myself so much more and living such a more authentic life. One that I never realized. So if you're at the beginning in your journey and you're like, okay, cool, I get it. If I was at the beginning, I may not be able to hear this very well right now. But if you can, or you're maybe in the middle of your journey, it really is keep working, keep sticking with it, because it is and can 100% change your life. Because it's not just about getting out of the symptoms of your physical body. It's about tuning in to the true you and understanding how to actually live authentically. As Dr. Gabor Mate says, living inauthentically will literally get you sick, make you sick. And yeah, it kind of does. That's one part of our process that we work with. We work with establishing safety in the mind and the body, in the nervous system. We work on emotional health, releasing our emotional reservoir, and understanding how stuck emotions has led to our chronic state of health, of symptoms. And then number 3 is that we work with living more authentically to ourselves, living more in our truth, and understanding what that means. All right. Next question. What if I've tried nervous system work before and it didn't help? So there's a lot about the nervous system out there right now. Obviously, right? Like there's a lot out there, which I think is amazing. We're bringing so much more awareness to the mind and the body and understanding like actually what's happening in our bodies. That's amazing. And if you don't have the information around the fact that symptoms are not physically caused, meaning not the treatment for your chronic mind and body symptoms are not physically based, then mental health, talk therapy, just basic nervous system work, somatic work, it's not going to cut it. Now, I say that with the utmost respect for all of those modalities and all those therapies and treatments. I've done them myself. I'm trained in them. Like, I love the practitioners that do them. But if you don't have this education and understanding around neuroplastic symptoms, your brain will continue to send you danger signals to your body, keep sending you signals of symptoms. So we have to combine the understanding that your body is okay with then doing some of this work, doing safety work with your nervous system, doing mind-body work. emotional work, and feeling more like yourself, being more in tune with yourself. So that's all to say that, again, there's so much wonderful work out there. But just as I say with talk therapy, like you could see a million therapists. And again, I love therapy. I am a therapist, but you could see a million of them. But if they don't understand this work, it probably won't help you on a chronic symptom level. I would even say it's just not going to help you on a chronic symptom level. So that's not even to say like you need my work. You just need this work. So much so. Yeah. The same way with people when they ask, okay, well, I've been to therapy a million times. How is this different? This is different because we are understanding neuroplastic symptoms. We're understanding the nervous system and on a deep, deep somatic level, understanding your true symptoms. So what does it look like when you're in the stress response? What does it look like when you're in the relaxation response? We get really clear on that to help you then transform and change out of the stress nervous system place that you're in. We combine that with understanding the brain response, understanding your emotions, and coming back to the truth of who you are. Yeah? Okay. Next question is, how much time per week do I need to give to this work? So you need to give yourself time. You need to give yourself daily practice, essentially. Does that mean hours a day? No. I actually don't want this to become your identity. I don't want you to be doing this all the time. That's too much. We don't want this to become your identity. And so I would say give yourself an hour in the beginning to really understand, learn, listen, practice some of the practices. That's what I tell my students in the mind body healing method. 30 minutes to an hour a day is really going to help you get there. And everyone does something in between, or, just kind of depends on your life and what's happening or what's going on. But yeah, it does take some effort. It does take some time, especially in the beginning. It's going to take more time than it does after a while. Totally. I mean, this used to feel like it took up a large part of my day. Now I was getting perfectionistic about it. I was getting more fear-based of like, if I don't do all this, I'm not going to heal. That's not where we want you to come from either. But at the same time, we do want to help you make this a practice, because what's happening is you're programming in your body and in your mind. It's a program. It's on autopilot. It is, you have certain patterns in your brain and your thought patterns and your nervous system and your emotional codes. You have certain patterns in your body and your brain that have been there for however long, probably a long time. So if you think about it, it's going to take time to shift those patterns to get out of them, but it's possible, 100% possible. Like I said, there's some people in my program that are literally symptom free after 6 weeks. There are some that take the whole 3 months, or some a little bit after that, but it's working. If you do it, it works. I just cannot say that enough. And this isn't to say to shame you if you don't do it. No, we're not about that at all. It's not about pushing through. It's not about forcing yourself. It is about showing up and doing the work. So if you do it, it will work. It will help you. So if you're ready, if all of this sounds like, okay, I'm bought in, I can do this, or I'll even say this, like, even if you're a little skeptical, that's okay. That's totally okay. I actually just met with a client who was like, I get this, but also I'm skeptical. Like, are you just selling me snake oil here? And like, she didn't fully believe that, but at the same time, she's like, it's hard. Like, I've been in this for 30 years. She's been in symptoms for 30 years. Like, it's hard to believe that this is actually going to work. And what I say to that is, yeah, 100%. How could you not be skeptical? I'm literally asking you to look at your health in a completely 180, totally different way of looking at yourself, totally different way of what the most of the world, especially Western society, thinks of health. It's different. We're stepping way outside the box here. So it's okay if you have skepticism. It's totally okay. This work can still work. You just do have to be open to it, willing to try it. Yeah. Hi, everybody. Does anyone else have any questions here? Questions about like, how do we actually do this work, or questions about the mind body healing method? If you did not know already, place it here and then I'll answer it too. if you did not know already, my Mind Body Healing Method group is my 12-week signature program to help you learn how to get out of your symptoms and find freedom from chronic pain and illness. And right now it's on sale until the end of Thursday for a pretty significant 40% off and for the full price. So within that 3 months, you get weekly group calls with me. You get daily chat support, and you get the practices and the education, the online learning modules for a lifetime, as long as the program's around, and I have no plans on shutting it down. I only want to help more and more people. And so if that sounds like something that you're interested in, DM me. I will put the link below. The link is also in my bio, the Mind Body Healing Method. And there are people making some really big moves and feeling a lot better in their bodies in there. And I just want this to be more of how people heal. I just want to help you know. I just want people to know that they can change. You don't have to suffer so much anymore. So that is my offer to you right now. If you're interested, again, let me know. And I'd be happy to talk you through it to make sure it's a good fit, and to answer any questions that you have. All right, y'all. Oh, you know what? I just see one more question here. 2 more questions, actually. Okay, so the next question is, what if I can't attend the calls live? Will I still get value from the recordings? 100%, yes. Now, I say this, if you can't attend literally one of them, then come and talk to me and DM me and we'll figure out something else, because I do want you to get FaceTime. Like, I want you to either get some kind of session with me or another coach. Or we do have an option for self-paced. So you can buy the program just completely self-paced and go through it on your own, which is really great as well. So there is that option on the Mind Body Healing Method page. If you can't attend the calls, you don't know if you're like not totally sure it's the right fit or not, or you just kind of want to dip your toes in, the self-paced learning modules and practices are a great place to start. So if you can't attend any of the calls, then I would suggest that, and then maybe adding on a couple individual sessions to personalize the process. But the group calls are really important to show up to. It's where so many people get a lot of insights and understanding. You connect with others who are in the same place as you. I don't know about y'all, but when I went through my own journey, or have been through my own journey, I felt so alone. Like, no one understood me. No one understood what I was going through. And I didn't know about this whole world of my body symptoms. I had no idea. So that's why I created the group, because we learn with each other and we collectively help each other through it. So it's a really powerful place to be. And then let's see, what was this last question? Oh, I like this one. How do I get back to my healthy self? I mean, that's literally what I'm helping you do. That is what I want to help you do throughout this whole time, is getting back to your healthy self. But what I want to say about that is that I'm not getting you back. We're not going backwards, even though you might think that. We're not going backwards to yourself. We are actually making you a better version of you. And that might sound a little cheesy. Whatever, I get it. But like I said before, this is such transformation. It helps you actually see what your pain, your illness was trying to tell you. It's sending you messages of, hey, we don't want to live like this anymore. We need change. So please help us change. That's what your body's telling you. So when we start to listen and understand it and move through it, you start to be a much more healthier version of yourself than you ever have been. Way more than what you were before your symptoms, and way more than you are now. I cannot stress that enough. This work is so powerful. Honestly, it's like 10 times more powerful. I'd even say more than that, than just like talk therapy. And I am a therapist. So, and I just keep going deeper and deeper and deeper in it every year. All right. That is the last question that I have. And again, if you have any questions at all, you want to follow up on any of this, you're not sure if it's right for you, DM me, let me know. I'll talk you through it. And I would love to have you if it's a good fit. All right. Bye, everybody.